Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss one example problems on how to use principle of moments to calculate moment of forces about a point. And this example problem is similar to the one that we have discussed in module 2, which is the handbrake problems. And let's read the problem together. So in order to lift up the handbrake, we apply forces F1, which is 13 pounds, right? And let's write it down that F1 is 13 pounds, and then F2 is 15 pounds, okay? And then we have to find what is the sum of the moment, right, of force F1 and F2 about point O, right, using both the scalar and factors solution methods. In this lectures, I will demonstrate how to calculate the sum of moments using the scalar method, and we will do the factor solution method together in the class. All right. So I guess it's always a good idea too to list out that alpha is 30 degree and beta is 45 degree, okay? And let's call this as Rx, okay? So Rx is 10 inch, and let's call this Ry. Ry is 12 inch, okay? And let's start the calculation. Okay, so it's always a good idea to resketch everything as what we have done in the previous problems. And right now, let's start by sketching the x and y axis. Okay, this is the x, this is the y axis, and point O is right there, okay? And point P is located above here, okay? And this distance right here, let me use yellow, okay? This distance right here, from here to here, is Rx equals to 10 inch, and the distance from here to here is Ry is equal to 12 inch, okay? And then force F2 is applied right there, okay? And then force F1 is applied right there, okay? In module 2, we have learned how to calculate resultant force of these two forces, right? You can use the parallelogram law, or you can use factor additions of the Cartesian components of those two factors, okay? So let me just resketch one more thing in here that I would like you to realize, that we can, that those systems is equals to the one that I draw in here. This is point P, and this is the resultant force R, okay, where R is equals to F1 plus F2, okay? And this is everything still the same. This is Rx equals to 10 inch, and then this is Ry is equal to 12 inch, okay? So basically these two systems are the same, and when we try to solve the problems, you can choose which one you want to solve, okay? And in here I will try to demonstrate how we solve the problems using this free body diagram or force diagram first, okay? So let me draw a line in here such that we try to separate it from this one, okay? So it's always a good idea when you solve the problems related to this is to find the components of the forces first. So in here we are trying to find what is F1x, okay, and F1y, and then what is F2x, and then F2y. And remember that if we copy the angle in here, this is alpha and this is beta, right? So F1x is going to be F1, okay, F1 cosine alpha, and F1y going to be F1, okay, sine alpha, right? And F2x is going to be F2 cosine beta, okay, and F2y is going to be F2 sine beta, okay. So when I plug in the number in here, F1 is 13 if I'm not mistaken, yes, and in here is 13, alpha is 30 degree, right? So when we calculate this, we will obtain F1x is 11.3 and F1y is 6.5 pound, okay. And when F2 is 15 pound, beta is 45 degree. So when we calculate this, we will obtain 10.61 pound, 10.61 pound. All right. And notice that in here I don't put the sign plus minus because when I calculate the moment about point O, I will calculate based on this the directions drawn in this diagram over here, okay. So notice that in here I don't put any sign, okay, because later when I calculate the moment, I will calculate based on its true directions as drawn in this diagram right here, okay. Alright, so let's do the calculations right now, and I would like to zoom out a little bit. So let's take the sum of the moment at 0, but before that I think it's always a good idea to draw the component of the force. So this is going to be F1y, right, it's going downward, and it's going to be F1x, okay, and then this is F2y, and then this is F2x. all right. So when I take the sum of moment about point O, I will take it one by one, and then let's start with F1y, okay. So F1y, and then what is the perpendicular distance is Rx, right? Rx. And you see right now we apply the principle of moments that we discussed in the previous lectures, okay, which is basically we take the component of the force, okay, and then we multiply it with the perpendicular distance from the point where we calculate the moment about to the components of the forces, okay. So we start with F1y multiplied by Rx, because Rx is the perpendicular distance, okay. This is the line of action of F1y, and this is the perpendicular distance right there, right, and that perpendicular distance is Rx, 10 inch, okay. And if I see the include the sign in here, this F1y will cause counterclockwise rotation, right? It will cause a counterclockwise rotation right there, okay. So then it will have a positive sign in the front, okay, because counterclockwise is positive. And then let's continue with the other component, let's say that right now we're looking at f1x. Okay, so f1x, this is the line of actions of the force, and the perpendicular distance is right there, right? And basically is ry, right? And then f1x, the rotation caused by f1x about 0.0 is clockwise, right? So it's going to be, oops, negative, right? And using another color right here, let's use red, we try to see f2y. Okay, so f2y, and this is the line of action, right? So with respect to point O, the perpendicular distance is rx, right? Same with f1y. Okay, and then it will cause a clockwise rotation, right, such that the sign is negative, right? So how come it causes clockwise rotations? As you can see, the force is going up, right? The force is going up, and point O is right here. So with respect to point O, this force is going to cause a clockwise rotation. Okay, just curve the force around the point, right? So f2y, we're done with f2y, and then right now let's see for f2x. So this is f2x, and this is the line of action. So f2x, and the perpendicular distance is ry, the same in here, right? Okay, and it is cause also a clockwise rotation. All right, so in here we can, it has a negative sign. All right, and right now it's about plug in the numbers. So f1y is 65, rx is 10, right? And then f1x is 11.3, ry is 12, right? And then f2y is 10.61, rx is 10, okay? And then f2x is 10.61, and ry is 12. Okay, and when we calculate all of these numbers, we will obtain negative 303.45 pound inch. Okay, and if I would like to convert it to feet, I will obtain minus 25 to 87 pound feet. How you convert from that, from pound inch to pound feet, basically you divide this number with 12, because 1 foot is equal to 12 inch. Alright, and with that we already calculate the moment about point O, and really if I can draw another sketch right there. So this is X, this is Y, this is O, right? And this is point P. So we have our force F1 and F2, and that moment, sum of moment about point O is equal to 303.45 pound inch, right? And the negative sign right here tells us that the directions of the sum of moment is clockwise. Okay, all right. And I would like to encourage you to try to solve these problems using this second sketch over here. Okay, let's use another numbering. Using that second sketch right there, which is basically we try to calculate what is the resultant force R. Okay, and then afterwards you can calculate Rx and Ry. All right, so if you have calculated what is Rx and Ry, then afterwards you can calculate sum of the moment about point O, by taking Rx times Ry, okay, big Rx times little Ry, okay, and then Ry times Rx, okay. Notice that this give you a negative sign, this give you a negative signs because they are all clockwise, okay. And then if you calculate this using this method, you should obtain the same result, which is 303.45 pound inch, okay. Okay, it's good that you confirm this on your own so that you have some exercise before you coming to class, okay. I think that's it for these lectures, and I would like to review a little bit, okay. So we first start by decomposing the components of the forces into their Cartesian components, okay. So basically we try to calculate the Cartesian components because it is easier for me to calculate those components rather than calculating the perpendicular distance as I drawn in here, right? So it's easier for me to calculate those components, and in addition to that, the perpendicular distance of those components has been given in the problems, so it makes solving the problems becomes much easier, okay. And after that, I just apply what we have learned in the previous lecture, which is try to calculate some of the moment about point O from this component of the force, which I treat it as a separate individual force, and then try to sum it up according to the sign conventions. If it's cause a clockwise rotation about a point, then it has a negative sign. If the force causes a counterclockwise rotation, then it will have a positive sign, okay. And with that, I will say that thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know, okay.